Welcome back to Truly Heal. Today to a very practical session. I would like to show you how to use PEMF, Pulse Electromagnetic Field Therapy, at home on the couch as a couch potato treatment, and explain you how to do it best. Now the reason for this is when you come to the workshop, we have the devices all there. The DCM 3500 Gauss, the PMT Digital 9000 Gauss, and the PMT 120 with 12,000 Gauss. All three, and you can compare which one you like most. All of them are ringer devices, and the DCM has an inbuilt oscillating device so that you can use it for recharging, for energizing, for calming, preparing for bed, for all those things that make this treatment really valuable as a home treatment. Now, what I would like to show you is how we use it. And you remember my video that I made about recharging your batteries. And I put it below in case you want to watch it again. The main factor of PEMF is this is the charging dock, the coil, and your body is the battery. So like you put your phone onto one of those round plates and it charges, or your toothbrush onto one of those little knobs and it charges without being cabled or connected, in the same way charges PEMF your internal cells, your energy cells. And we know that when you have a disease, then that will mean you run out of energy. Chronic degenerative diseases will deplete your energy. Your body needs extra energy to repair and extra energy to deal with the inflammation, extra energy to get rid of unhealthy cells, extra energy to catch fungus, mold, bacteria, virus. So it's like non-stop, so much to do, and it's like you having too much work. What happens? You run out of energy, you get tired. And that's the same thing internally. Your repair mechanism, your immune system gets tired. So, recharge. Let's recharge the station. And you do that as a systemic recharge in 5 different steps. Now let me show you the first one, and I need to watch out that I don't run over my cable. You can see I put it down, sit on it, nice and comfortable, as a couch potato treatment. Turn on the device. It's just a little flick here, plugged in, and now I turn on 5 minutes high. You hear that little duck, duck? That's it, nothing else. Now that coil shoots energy into my body, and that energy is absorbed in this way through my root chakra. My kundalini, my whole energy levels is built up. It also treats the prostate, it treats my colon, my rectum, my whole lower part of the body. And when you see those telephone chargers and you bring your telephone close, sometimes you don't need to be right there for it to start charging. But usually the closer you get, the stronger the charge. It's like your toothbrush. If you get close to the stand, before you put it in, the light turns on and it starts charging. But when you put it on, it charges best. Well, it's the same thing here. PEMF is an energy wave that travels far and you can measure it, but the intensity is the closer you get, the stronger. And that's why we would like to recharge all those different systems as close as possible and as strong as possible. Now that doesn't mean if you have a PMT 120 or the PMT Digital that you crank it full throttle up, because for example your kidneys and adrenals don't need that much power. You don't want to overstimulate that. Your brain not either. So be careful with those strong devices that you keep them safe. Okay? Now I won't wait the 5 minutes because it would make that video too long. I just say I've done my first 5 minutes. And now, let me take this and put it into my back. Now I lean against it. Now what do I treat now? My adrenals, my kidneys, my whole back of my digestive system. I turn it back on And I like that position. It's my sacral. My sacral is always under stress, under strain, and walking a lot and hiking a lot. That's one of the grinding areas that you feel when you get older. I never thought that as a young person, but it happens. So it's an area that wants to be stimulated, that wants to be supported. So I love that, sitting as a couch potato treatment and inducing healing energy into that area. Now it's very pleasant and it stimulates my kidneys and adrenals in a gentle way. The 3500 is actually just ideal for that to be a really beautiful recharge treatment without causing too much of a ping. Now, next step would be position number 3, and you can see I put it between my shoulder blades. Again, we have a lot of tension in that area, so I actually love that position. And you can always put a cushion, behind to get that loop. Let me see if I can get it. Yep. So that it really touches between your shoulder blades. And yeah, you can see it. And that's really pleasant. So I enjoy that treatment as well, because where do we tension up when we have stress? At least me. I don't know if everybody is the same, but that's where I feel stress very much. So I like that area. We also treat lungs and heart. Oxygen absorption. Actually, I usually do my ozone oil bubbler at the same time so that I can breathe in ozonides and oxygen while having PEMF, and it's a great combination. You just need to watch out that you don't get tangled up, throw something over, but it is a really nice combination. So using that back between your shoulders, you can move it, you can move around, and you can, stretch out a little bit, bring in your muscles. You will feel that will loosen up your whole system. Okay, position, most important position of all, which I will take here off, turn it off. Now I bring it around my neck. Okay, this is a position that deals with thyroid. Thymus, it deals with my heart, it deals with my lungs, and with my lower jaw. As you can see, it's right in there. And that's where a lot of infections in your mouth are, and your immune system needs to work. You remember when I said the mucous membrane is what filters the outside from the inside world? Really important. Like our mouth is a filter so that not everything we take into our mouth is straight absorbed into the bloodstream. The mucous membrane allows vitamins and nutrients and minerals and enzymes to go in, but it keeps the dirt and the fibers and all the things that shouldn't go in, the undigested proteins, the bacteria, all of that out. Virus, bacteria, if you put something into your mouth, it's full with all sorts of things. So you want that to be filtered through your whole system and stay outside and not get inside. When you breathe in, you walk into a house with moldy air. Do you know how many spores and how many germs are in the air? Well, that's all needs to stay outside. So your mucous membrane is probably one of the most important filters. And that's where 80% of your immune system lives. I never understood when they say, your immune system is in your gut. But where? Yeah, in the mucous membrane. It's actually a very slimy mucosa, the slimy filter. And when you eat something and it goes through that inner membrane, it needs all the nutrients to get in and the rest to stay out. So it's a very intelligent form, and that's where most of your immune system lives. So when we turn it on around our neck, we stimulate the mouth, which is mucosa, mucous membrane, our esophagus, and down our throat. Our lungs are mucous membrane filtering the air so that only oxygen goes in and not all the smoke and all the other things that we breathe in. So it's really, this is an important treatment. Plus, your thyroid, produces about 500 enzymes that are responsible for digestion. Ooh, so giving energy to that, which is a very easily exhausted organ, is very good. Now, you still need a few supplementations and nutrients to do that, but that is something that will really help giving you energy. Now, a lot of people don't like that. Tuck, and you can see I have actually muscle contractions, not just when it turned off. So I have slight muscle contractions, and they are involuntary. They just happen due to that extreme magnetic wave that I send into my body. So, look at this. I just lift up, and it's about half. I lift it up here, and it's gone. You realize I pull it down, and it's in my back, you know, where it touches my shoulders and my neck. And if I lift it up, that's gone. So if you feel uncomfortable with that tick, and it's too much, or you feel you can't get air, or you have a toxic outthrow, which is a side effect from this treatment, it's a detox treatment, well, then lift it up, bring it up, and only use it for 2-3 minutes. Do it again a little bit later. Do it again a little bit later until those toxins are flushed out. And that brings me to another very important factor, which I haven't done again. I always want to and then I forget. Drinking. Get a bottle of water and drink and drink and drink. It's so important that you drink. PEMF is hugely enhanced if you build that electrical flow. So drink. Water is the solution to pollution, right? So drink plenty and that will help. I enjoy the sap. I can even turn the big PMT 120 on that I sit like that and I enjoy it. But that's me. Sometimes I'm a little bit awkward. So what I would like you to do is do that for as long as you feel comfortable. Don't stretch out. If you feel slightly nauseated, take it off. What you can do too, this is not part of the systemic treatment, but it is a very good one. You bring it up and treat your lower jaw. See, now I'm right in the center where the strongest field is at my teeth, at my jaw. Toxins in my mouth, bacteria in my gum. You know, I flush them out with ozone water, but still it's something that is always present. So you bring it a little bit up, you treat your basal stem, you treat your brain, you treat your hypothalamus. You know, areas that are completely stressed and overexhausted and overstimulated, you bring it up and treat your brain. This is really nice. You can rotate it to different sides and then see where the strongest effect is. I have up here a little bit of a thing, so I can feel that there is a little bit of an inflammation. I had 6 teeth removed because they were completely infected with bacteria underneath. Nightmare. And those bacteria throw out so much thimerosal, so much toxins, and they block the liver. They block all your detox pathways. It's really dangerous. So when they pulled those teeth, my health improved dramatically overnight. So what I do now with PEMF is actually regrow my bone, which helps to have afterwards implants. Right now it would be too hollow, not dense enough. So I need to regrow that area, and that's where I use PEMF. What I can do too is I loop that up and hold it from the outside directly to that area, which is, like we said, the closer I get, the stronger the effects. And that is very powerful now to rebuild that bone and to treat areas that are infected that you want to, well, restore. Energy induction. So again, brain, jaw, mouth, neck, heart, thyroid, recharged. Okay, let me go to the last portion where your 80% of your immune system lives. You know, the gut is the main filter. All your nutrients are absorbed. All your food is digested. All the bacteria break down the food. Now we know bacteria are not good if they get into the bloodstream. Leaky gut, we know one of the main problems. So where do you need most energy? And this is why you can easily turn this here to 15 minutes and leave it sitting there. Hold your belly and hold it close. You can put a cushion on top or just put your hands on top, because then you get good treatment for your arthritis in your hands. Just hold it like that and let it run for 15 minutes. This is nothing but energy to boost your immune system. And you remember in some of our early videos, we used dark field microscopy to show that. And it is amazing. The energy that you induce into your system is so helpful that elderly people feel recharged. Sick and chronic diseased people have all of a sudden energy to heal again. They have energy to move around, to solve some of their, daily work. It is a pure recharge station. And, don't mistake it as a cure for a disease. It's a recharge station for your body. And now let's go into some of the more targeted treatments. And therefore, I would like to remove the big loop. Should have turned it off first. So I remove the big loop, put that over here. And now I plug in the butterfly, as they call it. Now the butterfly, again, click it in so it's really clicked in and charged. Can be used, and let me start with prostate. Prostate is bacteria overgrowth and heavy metal accumulation in the prostate. You have the urinary channel and you have the seminal channel come together inside the prostate, and from there out to the urine, through the penis. And that's where those two gather, and I always visualize things, is like two streams, two water flows coming together. And where they come together, there is a lot of sandbanks. There is usually a lot of wash-ups. And that's how I visualize. The kidneys detoxify heavy metals. They detoxify proteins. Proteins are breeding ground for bacteria. Its acidity is flushed out of your body through the kidneys. So there is so much bacteria growth and heavy metal outflow through the kidneys, and that goes all into the urinary channel. And then there is in the prostate those areas where they accumulate. Then you have inflammation in that area. You have lack of oxygen, lack of blood circulation in that area, and that builds up. So what you want to do, and you can do 15 minutes easily. You realize I've changed to the double loop, which is normally a butterfly, but I use it in the same way, just over my genitals, from the top. Now, by using it from the top, I actually box in the prostate. I use energy from the top, and once that is done, I sit on it and pulse energy from the bottom up. Both sides. You realize I always come back to the same. The more energy you get in, the closer you get, the more you can box it in, the more effects you will have. To flush out toxins, to kill off bacteria, to stimulate your immune system, to activate that oxygen uptake, you want to have energy. And that's why if you can afford it, the bigger devices will help faster. The small device does the same thing. You just need to use it longer and more often to get to the same results. So this is an ideal home device, because who cares? I can sit here, watch TV, read a book, study. I wouldn't put my laptop on my lap when I'm working here, but there's plenty of other things without electronics. Are there? No. I know a lot of people are addicted to their electronics, but keep them away while you do PEMF. It is certainly not helpful. And if your iPad or Android breaks down, it's a high cost. So just those half hour, you will survive. Okay, prostate from top till bottom. Do I only need to do prostate? No, always combine it with a systemic. You want to get your whole system recharged and then do a local targeted treatment. In the same way, breast cancer. I can pack my boobs in here and have a local treatment. If I put my hand on top for this side, then I have arthritis treatment for my hand, for my joints. Really beautiful. Also, heart treatment, it's right there. So be careful. Don't use it when you have a pacemaker. But this is a powerful treatment. And you can use there to stimulate the immune system to get rid of inflammation. You know, cystic breast disease, breast cancer, needs a lot of energy. It's a highly inflamed area that you would like to support with your immune system to drain the toxins, to flush out, to reduce the heat, to get the toxins and whatever caused that cystic breast disease out. And that's why PEMF locally is great. Then turn it around, use it at your other breast, and hold the other hand. Again, we have 2 treatments at once, and it really helps. You can use it in that concern also for your liver and set it directly over your liver and stimulate the liver. I've set it now to 15 minutes. Just always watch out. If you feel slightly nauseated, if you feel like, you know, it's a little bit much, turn it off. Stop. Drink, and rather come back at a later stage. Don't overdo. You can throw out a huge amount of toxins with these treatments. Lungs. A lot of people are unaware how many toxins are in their lung. And now they have the loop around their neck and they start the treatment and they throw out so many toxins that the system is overwhelmed. And that's why binders, supplementation, support, drinking, detoxing, all of that is part of the treatment. Okay, so we've done liver, we've done breast, we've done prostate. Now let's just go for very simple treatments. How many of you have actually that hurts. So I have problems. I dislocated my shoulder about 3 or 4 times. And this is the shoulder. So there is probably scar tissue, there is problems. Here I can move the arm all the way up. Here it's always painful. Like at night I can sleep like this. I can't do it on this side. So there's problems. So when I do this treatment after 2, 3, 4 times, that pain resides, my arm goes all the way up, and the inflammation, the scar tissue starts to repair and heal. Now I haven't done this treatment for a while, so I feel it now. And I will keep going because I really enjoy it. You can do that also in your neck. You bring it around and you put it here around your neck where we said before you have a lot of tension. You can also keep it double and just put it here onto your neck and sit like that. Lean against the cushion. Bring it all the way up into the basal stem and that will help as much. Other shoulder, same way. You can use it for elbow, tennis elbow. You just put it here and hold it like that. And now I have a full treatment for my elbow. You can actually move your arm a little bit while you do the treatment, not keep it stagnant, so that I reach into different levels of my joint. And you feel the difference when you have it all the way, when you have it a bit open. Now we know that a lot of flu bacteria, or flu virus, accumulate in joints. There is studies from Italy. They say that a lot of arthritis is actually coming from the flu virus that accumulates in joints. So they use prolotherapy. They inject ozone directly into the joint and therefore dissolve those bacteria pockets or viral pockets. You can do that also, stimulate your immune system to address that area with PEMF. You just put it like that, hold it there, and what do? Do you treat your knee? No, you induce energy into your knee area where your immune system then does the work. I think I've covered pretty much everything to do with PEMF. How you use it, how you place it, how you use it for different issues. And I hope you've enjoyed. It's a really beautiful treatment and use it to recharge your batteries.